Whenever we last left off filming for Frog Week 2019, we concluded sometime in the late summer months. After the late summer months, and the action continuing to slow down, we entered into the fall season. The fall season is where activity at some point comes to a halt, and there is no frog or toad out. Shortly after the fall brings the heavy snowstorms and the beginning of winter. But every winter, no matter how harsh and how long, eventually has its spring. Even whenever the conditions look like they're never going to change and life is stuck in a rerun of how it's continued to be, at some point in the near future, life will change. Shortly after the heavy snowfalls of winter, we had a break in the action, giving us the opportunity to go out scouting and beginning what looked like the ideal conditions for an early Frog Week season. The most exciting thing was going out and adventuring in the very beginnings of March, before even spring had started, patiently awaiting the arrival of the early risers. We're talking, of course, about the amphibians that come out to begin the breeding season. We have the very first sighting of Frog Week. Look at that. Look how beautiful they are out. Why, hello there. This is the first frog of Frog Week 2020. Right here. It's a wood frog. I don't know that anybody'd be surprised by that. I love wood frogs. I love wood frogs. I wonder if this is the first one to come out. That's beautiful. It truly is. I think this might be a male, just because males seem to wake up first, but I could be wrong. Can I pick you up? Come on. Oh, you're cold. Oh, buddy. Look at this. Look at how beautiful. See those elbows pointed out like that? Usually males have very broad pointed shoulders. I know that's true for American toads. They have to have those in order to be able to grab onto the female. And this guy, he does seem pretty cold. I'm not too sure where he was headed. He is headed to posted property. So I'm gonna go ahead and set him down. But look at this. Look at this, guys. There they are. The notorious wood frog. How beautiful these, oh, he wants down. Okay, we'll respect that. There you go, buddy. Look at how beautiful. Look at that. You go, buddy. Make some wood frogs. Okay, I really believe this is a female. Much bigger than the others. I'm on a road, so I'm gonna have to be quick about this. She's much bigger than the other ones we found today. A little bit different coloration. She's a reddish color. Really beautiful. I just saved her from a little bit of a busier road, but just a bigger frog. Looks beautiful, but I gotta go. Look at this, guys. We got a beautiful wood frog here. Probably just came out of brumation. Looks beautiful here tonight. I hear them calling. It's gonna be a really successful night, guys. Cold front moving through. But let me pick this guy up real quick. Look at this beautiful little guy here. He's heading down to the vernal pools to start calling. So I'm gonna give him a head start. My car is literally on the road, so this isn't good. There's nobody really coming on this road here. We're out here again, and we have I believe this is a beautiful female. It's a large wood frog, and it also looks really chubby in the belly, which is a good sign that she's carrying eggs. Like I said, we're not gonna try and identify, even though I keep doing it anyway. This is just a beautiful wood frog. It's raining. It's probably upper 40s, low 50s tonight. We're on an abandoned road, so other than us, there's probably no harm coming to this female. It's truly incredible to see these explosive breeders out here, and we're really looking forward to catching some awesome stuff on footage tonight. I'm joined here with Tyler, and it looks like this is going to be a really productive night. This is the kind of weather condition that wood frogs thrive in. So we're going to help this lady cross. I don't know which way she's headed, but we're going to help her get across, and then we're going to keep moving because there's probably a bunch on this road tonight. But this is a good sighting. This isn't even that far from where this breaks off to become an abandoned road. She might jump. Beautiful frog. Looks like to be about 2.5 inches or so. This is what a lot of people believe to be the max size of a wood frog. So, I would shine it above the eyes if you can. But this is a beautiful, beautiful wood frog. It's got to be at least 3 or 4 years old in the wild. Unprecedented. Could potentially be breaking 5 or 6. It's really hard to tell once they get to sexual maturity. But look how calm. It's because it's cold. There's no way that an active wood frog is going to let you do this for very long. They're very nervous animals, but they're very intelligent whenever they're panicked. Sometimes they'll actually turn and face the problem and try to cause panic in the predator because they're wondering why the wood frog on Earth would just turn around, and she got hit with a massive raindrop. We're going to set her over here though. Hold up, girl, hold up. Hold on. There you go. Oh, there you go. Which way are you trying to go? Look at that beautiful face sticking up. She is proud. That is one proud wood frog. So what we're looking at could potentially be another female. They seem to be a little bit more orangish, but anyway, we're not going to go there. One thing I was bringing up in the car with Tyler that I did not mention, female wood frogs get to the size potentially big enough to eat a spring peeper. So there is potential for one of these two female wood frogs, potentially, that we've seen tonight, to locate and consume spring peepers. Now, it's very likely, it has not been proven to my knowledge, but ranid frogs, the pond frog species, do seem to be more carnivorous than the others, meaning the hyalid tree frogs and the bufo toads that are native to the state. But these beautiful wood frogs, I know they're carnivores whenever they're tadpoles, but it's possible that they could consume spring peepers. We're not going to judge because these wood frogs are heavily preyed on themselves, but man, this is a beautiful, beautiful female, potentially wood frog. And we're going to help her off the road as we keep moving. We've seen 4 frogs so far on this road. Good bit of action here, and business is picking up. There you go, girl. Be free, girl. Go ahead. There it is. Beautiful hop away. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
American wood frogs.
Yes, we believe the dark one on the right to be the male and the red one on the left to be the female. Now, the one on the right did quack whenever Tyler picked it up. That was the distress call that these guys let out. It's very similar to the mating call. The female frogs do not have the same kind of distress call. It would really help us if he would grab her and go in amplexus, but I don't know that this guy's going to. He's like, I don't give a crap. But there you go. There's the difference in the size too. You can kind of see the stomach, the belly of that female wood frog, how much bigger and puffier she looks because she's got to carry the eggs for a guy like him. But we're gonna have to move both these guys off the road now. Well guys, we're definitely coming closer to the end of wood frog breeding season. The spring peepers are out, the American toads are out, the pickerel frogs are out. A lot of these other amphibians have been starting to come out, which usually means it's about that time when the breeding season's about over. You're still going to hear some wood frogs calling, and there's going to be some late bloomers, meaning, you know, at some point maybe a couple females that haven't mated yet will get to the pond, and a couple of males will have the opportunity to breed. But the window is closing for these frogs. It's sad to know many of them won't get a chance to breed, but that's the way that it goes, and hopefully that these frogs get the opportunity next year to come back and breed, and hopefully things go their way the next year. That's one of the things that is so difficult about this time of the year. It's really survival of the fittest for these frogs. Not only do they have to cross roads, deal with people, but they also have to deal with just all of the things that life throws at them, with predators coming to the vernal pool and all kinds of other things. So it's definitely a struggle, to say the least. I have my windows down, so hopefully you could hear some wood frogs and spring peepers in the background. Spring peepers got quiet. But these are the early risers: the wood frog, the spotted salamander, the eastern newt, and the spring peeper. Those 4 creatures are always out. They always start us off strong for the spring. They're always my favorite early risers. That's why we focused on that group of animals, just because they're so important. They're abundant, but let's not make a mistake and say, hey, just because they're doing well, or just because they're doing well in this area, means that all of a sudden we don't have to care, or our job is done, or things aren't difficult. The battle is always ongoing. It has nothing to do with if they're doing well. That's a plus on the side, but making sure the habitat is well, making sure invasive species stay out, and doing our parts as herpers and guys who are doing road rescues, surveyors, whatever it is, a scientist, a researcher, somebody who just generally doesn't like violence, doesn't want to kill things, nature lovers. It's all of us. It's on all of us to preserve nights like tonight. It's 57 degrees. There are about 5 early riser species out. Like I mentioned, the newts, the salamanders, the wood frogs, the spring peepers. But I've also been seeing now American toads, and I found a pickerel frog for the first time in an area that I've never seen them before. So there are so many different reasons to be excited, and if you don't like one animal and you don't like maybe a group of animals, there's always a different group of animals that are out there that need your help. And this is truly something that I believe, one of the 2 things in my life I've been called to actually help. It's not about saving the masses and saving the globe, all of the wood frogs, all of the spring peepers. You can't possibly do that. It's one night, you can only be in one area. So the way I look at it is, I am going to do the best that I can to save the frogs, toads, salamanders, whatever, in the area that I'm at. And the difference that I make could be potentially saving a frog or a toad's life that goes to breed, and then they have however many thousand eggs are laid, and they continue the next generation. So then I can at least go to sleep and I can say, hey, I helped at least 1 or 2 frogs or toads for the next generation. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video and you see how important road rescues are and a lot of the information you can get from them. Please like this video, subscribe, and keep following Frog Week for more interesting content.